I am heading to the lodge on a mission. I'm gonna cook a big old pork shoulder that's so flavorful and tender, and it results in a lot of meat, so you can stretch it into several meals throughout the week. So I've got the pork shoulder, and it is enormous. So I'm making a rub to just rub all over the outside before I start cooking it. And all that is kosher salt, black pepper, and paprika, because it is perfect paprika pork shoulder. I'm just gonna stir the 3 ingredients together, and that's the rub. Therein lies the rub. So I'll bring this big old pork up on the board, and I'm just literally going to sprinkle and rub this mixture all over the fat and all sides. The fat, the meat, the top, the bottom, the sides. So I'm making a complete mess of my kitchen, which is a good sign. That means whatever I'm cooking is gonna be delicious. That's what I tell myself. Okay, that's pretty good. You can spend a little bit more time sort of massaging the rub in, but it's not too necessary. So I turned on this enormous Dutch oven. There's a little bit of oil in there, and I'm gonna put it fat side down right in. So it's gonna take me a little time. I'll let it stay on the fat side until some of that fat starts to render, and then I'll flip it over, do the same, and keep going until all the surface is seared. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll see you back here. All right, here we go. Ready, set, whoop. All right, I'll let it sit there for just a minute or two. So the pan is still super hot, and I've got some sliced onion, and they're going straight into that cooking liquid, which is a combination of the fat from the pork, the olive oil, and the rub, all those flavors. I have a bunch of whole garlic cloves. This is gonna cook forever in the oven. So the garlic cloves are basically just gonna disappear eventually. Ooh, it is looking and smelling absolutely amazing. So one more little flavor thing I wanna add is a bouquet garni, which is basically just a little bundle of fresh herbs. And I'm gonna get them tied together. And this is a combination of rosemary, thyme, and bay leaves. It's so pretty. My mom used to do this in soups. So it just goes right in. I'll stir it to get those flavors going. And now there are some little bits on the bottom of the pan, and the best way to loosen those up and deglaze is with a cup of wine. But you want to just scrape all those bits off the bottom of that pan. All righty, looking good. So now I'm gonna add some more liquid, since this needs to braise in the oven, and that's just a whole carton of chicken broth, or you can do beef broth, veggie broth, anything you want. So then comes some adobo sauce and a couple of chipotle peppers. So now I have to put this back into the pot. I thought this stage of my life was over. It's not. Here we go, wish me luck. Okay, so it goes meat side down, fat side up. All right, I'll turn off the stove, put the lid on. Now, this needs to go into the oven. I was not planning ahead. I should have cooked this over there. Where's Ree Drummond when I need him? So this is gonna go into a 300-degree oven for about 4 to 5 hours until it's fork tender. So I'm gonna put this in the oven, go live my life. You do the same, and I'll see you back here on the other side. Oh! Oh, ho, ho. Hello, hello. Gosh, I'm so excited about this. And honestly, as enormous as that pork looked when I put it into the pan, it really does shrink somehow. It turns into a less embarrassing piece of meat. Okay, so look at all this. All right, I'm gonna leave the liquid there for now, and it's about shredding at this point. So it should be tender enough just to use 2 forks and pull things apart This is gonna take me a few minutes. So I'm gonna shred and shred and shred until it's all done. Don't leave me. We've got a lot to do today. So back to the pot. I'm just gonna use this slotted spatula to get some of the garlic cloves out, some of the cooked onions, and I'm just gonna put it right over the meat. And look what I found. The bouquet garni, which I don't need anymore. So the liquid that the pork cooked in is so delicious, and you do not want to throw it out. So I'm going to pour it into this measuring pitcher. There is so much fat in this liquid that I like to get rid of it before I use the liquid for the various dishes. So the best way to do that is to stick this in the fridge. You can see it's already starting to separate, but in the fridge, it'll turn into a solid that I can just skim off and easily remove. So I'm gonna shred the pork a little more, let it cool, put it in containers, and then I'm gonna show you 3 ways to use this meat. Every single recipe is fun and fabulous.